Hiya and welcome back to another YouTube video. As you can tell by the title and thumbnail, this is how I view living in Australia. I've just been granted my second visa and I've just completed my first year. So this is my opinion, my experience. Don't take it so harshly as well. It's just kind of an understanding for you before you potentially move here, or maybe you already live here and you can give me some advice, drop some comments. But yeah, I'm just going to get straight into it. In regards to the ways of living here are completely different to Europe. Let's start off with just the times people wake up at. The sun comes up at, I live in Queensland, just so you know, near the Gold Coast. So yeah, the sun comes up really early here, like 5:30, 5 a.m. So there's a big morning culture here, which I love. Unfortunately, I live in a suburb, so it's not been the best sort of experience. I am actually moving down to the Gold Coast in the city centre, Broad Beach. So I'm going to, make the effort to get up early and go for runs and try go to some run clubs. But yeah, people get up very early here. And when I say this is a culture shock, it's because when I went back to Spain, it didn't get light until 7:30, 8, and then the shops didn't open until 10 a.m, whereas shops are open here at like 7, 8 a.m, and they're open till late as well, and they're open over the weekend as well. Like the Aussies love to work. They also like to relax, but they also like to work. So yeah, if you're wondering what it's going to be like when you move here, just expect, they're actually very proactive. You can just tell by the way they have a lot of businesses. You can see young families doing well, buying homes for themselves. They absolutely love real estate, which is great. They're constantly buying and selling their homes a bit quicker than I would suggest as an advisor in real estate, but that's on them. I can see why though, because if you move into the wrong area, it can be a bit of an annoyance. So when we moved here, we moved actually to a place called Pimpamar, which is in the middle of Brisbane and Gold Coast. I did my calculations completely wrong, and obviously Australia is as big as they say, probably even bigger. So the motorways here, there's 4 lanes in the systems. People get backed up on it all the time. From, let's say, 6 to 10 a.m, there is traffic most days, weekends. The only time it slows down is when kids come off of holidays or go back. I think, when they go off of holidays, there's not as many people on the roads, but you're going to get caught in traffic. You actually get really excited when you don't. So that's one thing that I've kind of learned over here, is just like driving is just such a norm. Like people will drive 2-3 hours just to work, or 1-2 hours, maybe not 3, or maybe that's a bit of a push. But yeah, it's a big shock, because back home you wouldn't really drive that far for work. And when I say home, I say Spain. The south of Spain is where home would be, obviously. I'm building a home here as well, but when I say home, that's where it is. The other thing is the cars. They love their Japanese cars, so you're just going to get Mazdas, Toyotas, Mitsubishis, Kias. Like, they're not all Japanese, obviously, just Asian cars, mate. They just love all their Asian cars. European cars aren't as big over here, but they're actually really fairly well priced. Like, cars are actually dead cheap here. So if you move over here and you're thinking, oh, am I going to be able to afford a car? They're really cheap. You can get yourself a cheap little run around, which is not hard. I bought a BMW. That was just my preference. I wanted a BMW. I actually got it really good. I got a BMW X4 for $15,000, which works out to just under like 7,000-8,000 euros, which I sold my Seat Ibiza for back home. Oh yeah, little culture shocks for me. Like, a big one for me has been the tattoos in the work industry. They're fairly judgmental, but this is just for the pure fact that there's basically been like a bikey background where the older generation basically banned people with neck, face and finger tattoos to go into certain establishments, which is fine. Like, I'm not going to sit here and play the victim. Like, at the end of the day, I do understand it. And, if that was the culture back then, it's fine. But I think over time, people will push out of that. And as the younger generation slowly takes over the businesses and takes over the market, it will probably weed out. This isn't something that you find everywhere. I'm probably facing it a lot more because I'm trying to go into real estate. And, in real estate, they want you to be this cookie cutter, clean person. And yeah, that's just not who I am. I'm real, I'm me, and that's just the way it is. I like my tattoos. You also have a really big culture of people in Australia that love tattoos. Like, there's loads of lads filled with them. It's probably not as big of a thing as you think, but yeah, that's just been one of the
I guess, social things that I've noticed. And they're a bit cliquey as well when you go into suburbs. Like when you go into a suburb, the birds, we'll talk about the birds as well. But yeah, when you go into suburbs, they're a bit cliquey. They're very community driven. It can be a bit ostracizing sometimes, especially if you don't see yourself living in that community for long. It actually took my neighbors 3 months to say hello to me just across the road. They were a bit antisocial, which is fine. But when you come from Europe and, you know, you're very social, you can be like a social being saying hello to, you know, everyone that you speak to. So yeah, some Aussies are really friendly, some aren't. It all depends. Maybe it's because I've got tats, whatever. We can talk about the animals, I guess, because that's like one of the big things. Everyone's like, oh, there's snakes and all these animals. There's not. Main thing is magpies and frogs. You're going to see a lot of them. If you've got a garden, expect frogs in your gardens. And I'm talking big toads, like they're huge. They're actually invasive. So yeah, obviously don't kill them, but some Aussies do kill them. I think they hit them with golf clubs, which as a kid I could see would be quite a laugh to do with your mates, to be honest. We could go over the slang that I've kind of learned at the moment. So I've 100% is 100%, like that is embedded in me now. Like I just say it like it's nothing. The other one is so good. When I got here, I used to hate that. Honestly, I used to hate it because it sounds so like fake, like, oh, so good. But now I've ended up slowly saying it. There's so many more, like it just keeps going. I've heard one that's called no walkers, which is no worries. Not really one that's stuck with me. Oh yeah, arvo is afternoon, obviously. Don't really say that myself, but I'm trying to think of ones that I actually say. Sorry to say it, but the word cunt, way overused. So overused. They use it for everything, but it's also seen as more of a bogan thing. Bogan, that's another thing. I think that's classified as a chav, if I'm wrong or right. I'm not sure. Trying to think of other ones. There's plenty. There's so many. I'm not really going to get too far deep into this because at the end of the day, they're just the way of speaking. Keen, super keen, or heaps. That's another one. But yeah, I guess if we was to go back into one thing that I wanted to talk about actually, and that I have noticed over here, and it's tall puppy syndrome. People can be quite nasty if they see that you're fairly bright and vibrant and you want to do well. The Aussies, they're either really lazy or they're really hardworking, and the lazy ones can just really not like the fact that you're better than them in a way. They love to drag you down. They love to bring you down to their level and just make you feel like shit. There's a big bitching community over here. I think they're slightly influenced by the American culture, just because they sometimes speak like the Americans. So yeah, they'll claim that they love banter, but to be honest, they can't handle it. Like as an English person, you'll say some things and then all of a sudden you're being taken into HR. So yeah, don't fall for that trick. Unless you're working with Brits, then you might get away with it. But they do love to slag you off behind your back. And I'm not saying that's all of them. I'm honestly not. These are just coming from experiences and people that I have met. And yeah, they can be fairly fake and quite good at it, to be honest. And then yeah, it's not really something that I was aware of. I'm me, so I don't do none of that stuff. I'll say it to your face, and if I've got a problem, I'll just kind of deal with it then and there. And if you want to fight about it, let's just crack on. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, they don't really. They're a bit. I'm not. The thing is, yeah, I don't do none of the drinking culture. I feel like that's another thing. Punch-ons, they probably do get a punch-on going on. Like I feel like they do have that community over here where, you know, if you talk shit, you do get smacked in the mouth for it. So I'm not saying that they're all like that. I'm just saying that there is a big community of. It's probably living on the Gold Coast. I think that is probably a thing over here. Like living over on the Gold Coast, people are probably a bit more self-centered and a bit more materialistic, but not everyone's like that. And yeah, these are just going off experiences. And I actually am going to do another video at the end of the year, at the end of this year, because now I'm moving into the city centre and I'm going to live a completely different life. So I'm really hoping that I get a complete different experience and I'm going to just start off fresh. Yeah, all in all, I'll probably end the video with definitely move to Australia if you're from Europe, if you're from the UK, if you're anywhere in the world. The wages are really good as well. Like you make really good money here. Okay, you work early and you finish early, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. I will never regret moving halfway across the world and even flying my dog to Australia, it has been such a learning curve for me, and I've learnt to love it. It is so vibrant and full. It's a new place, obviously, because it doesn't have much history, but just the beauty of the nature, the animals, just the way the beaches are, the way they do have very like nice cities, and it's a nice place to move to. Like, don't not, just because it's halfway across the world, it's really far away. Look, if you're from the age of 20 to 35, go for it. Do a year, do 2 years. My flatmates, they did 6 months in this house with us, and they're now in a van traveling everywhere. So that's another thing. Real estate houses, they have really nice size houses. Like, I live in a 3-bedroom house with an independent garage and a garden. It's way too big for what I need. I'm used to apartments. I prefer that. I don't really need too much space. But yeah, if you come here, the houses are really decent sizes. If you come from Europe, like, the apartments can be really small. And if you're from the UK, it's really cold as well. So when you come here, it can be, a bit of a shock. They give you a lot of space. Like, every house is sat on like 300-400 meter square plots, and yeah, it's definitely worth the move. So if you're watching this and thinking, should I? Definitely do it. The food is amazing. The food is so fucking good. Like, so good. The coffee is really good. So much culture with food. It's worth it. It's definitely worth the move. So yeah, I didn't want to drop too long of a video for this because I'm only a year in, and I feel like my opinion will probably change on the things that I mentioned in this video, but it's just a case of learning, growing, and then getting better. And I'm so happy that I moved to Australia. I'm so grateful that they've had me here. And yeah, out of all of it, I think, how many Aussie friends have I really made? I think I've just only made one Aussie mate, maybe two. I live too far out. So yeah, far out, that's another one. Far out, that's another one for you. But yeah, go follow my socials. I'm always posting on there. I'm always posting vlogs if you're wondering what it's like to live in Australia. And yeah, you'll kind of get an idea because I'm always walking around places and showing you what it's like. So yeah, thanks for watching, and probably see you in the next one, which will be the 100th vlog. So let's fucking run it. And I've got a special one for you as well. I've saved this bad boy.